Hello everybody, hey, I'm Ken Faulkner and I'm doing a knife video. One from the collection. I've had this one for quite some time. Early on in my collecting, yeah, you hear about these brands, and Benchmade, definitely a big one in the USA made market. And I was pretty enamored with the whole idea with the axis lock. Back then, they were the only ones doing it because they still had that patent going. Of course, that's kind of you know moved on now, and everybody's got their own version of that crossbar lock. But yeah, I was kind of excited about that. So anyway, yeah, I saved up my money because we all know there's a little bit of drama there with the Benchmade. Some people are huge fans, and some people just feel like the price is a little high, or some people think it's way too high. So I would say it's more, you know, borderline, and it's up to the individual. I really only have two Benchmades in my collection. I got this guy, 940 Osborne Classic, and another classic, which is the Bug Out. And so, yeah, both of these were bought kind of early on, and then since then, although there's been a lot of Benchmade models that I like, the Adamus, I guess you'd call it. They were always calling it the Adamus, but I guess it's the Adamus. A few others out there, Crooked River. There's a lot of them out there that look really good, but just haven't really. And maybe the little bit of the drama kind of soaked into my decision making, and so yeah, those are the only two Benchmades that I have in my collection. But doesn't mean I don't like them. I mean, it's just paying that price, you definitely think about it. This one is not one of the worst offenders in the price. At least the last time when I looked it up to put it into my spreadsheet, is $216. It is a smaller knife. It's not some of the ones that I have that are so big. So material wise, and it's aluminum handle. The material wise, not a ton of money. The steel on it, so you see, well, actually this one is fairly long, 3 3/8. That's decent size. It's a little narrow this way. The steel on this one is S30V. A lot of the Bug Out I have is also S30V. So that was very popular with Benchmade back then. It's a good steel. Don't really have any problem with it. It was always talked about as being a work knife, a real good work knife, and I think that's true. The handle's big enough that it fits in your hand. You're not having a finger slide off the edge. It feels pretty good. You can feel the clip, but it's not a hot spot in my mind. I definitely don't mind that. It's got that kind of like clip thing here, reverse tanto if you want to call it that. Good swedge on the top. So and not super heavy. Everybody talks about how light the Bug Out is, and it is definitely lighter, but it's such an insignificant difference to me. I like actually a heavier knife, so this is a little bit light for my use, but the little bit extra weight on here, and probably because of the aluminum handles, I appreciate that. So it feels good in hand. Action's good on it. Actually, I was carrying my Bug Out earlier in the week, and I'm going, wow, this is kind of strange. The axis lock feels kind of soft, kind of weak. And then I picked this one up today, and I was carrying it, and I'm going, yeah, I could feel the difference, definitely. And then I started looking at it, and I've never had a problem with the axis lock, but if you pull it back and forward, you'll see that one side is clearly, and sometimes this will actually stick further back. Maybe I can make it go back. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that I got a broken spring on this side, so I'm gonna take that apart. I've taken it apart before. I changed out the scales because these G10 Flightanium scales are so much better, but it's kind of a pain and any of these axis locks to get the alignment on the pivot, and there's a tool for that, and I've had it in my my wish list or my cart on Amazon for a while. I think I'm going to pick that up and then give the disassembly of this guy a try with that and see how it goes. Maybe I'll videotape it. I've never done a disassembly on video, so maybe I'll give it a try, see how it goes. If it's a complete failure, I'll just move on to something else. So anyway, Benchmade Osborne 940. I love that green. It also has that purple, and you wouldn't think of green and purple as really going together, but I really like the way that purple pops on here. It's very subtle. You got that gear kind of sort of a backspacer, but it's really because the handle is almost clamshell, and there's just a very thin thing there. It doesn't really show up too much, but it looks pretty cool. Clip works okay for me. I don't really have a problem with it. Blade's great. Action's great. It's been a good knife. So yeah, I like it. Would I recommend it? I'd say, decide for yourself. Decide for yourself if you want it. I think it's a good knife. If it's worth the money to you, go ahead and get it. Probably one of the better ones that I've seen. I haven't, owned more, so it's hard to say how they compare to some of the other ones, but it's definitely, it beats the bug out in my mind. So that's the Benchmade Osborne 940. All right, guys, that's it, and I will see you on the next one.